Welcome, everyone, to Mizpah's Becoming a Father series, and I get to host this series. I am your host, JD, along with my executive producer, Mizpah. In this series, if you don't know by now, this is our 7th episode, but we're talking about what it's like for Mizpah to become a new father. 4 months ago, he became a parent for the first time, and so we've been following him on his journey. It has had some twists and turns thus far, even in just 4 months, from potential formula shortages due to COVID and everything else that's been going on in the world, of course, and to his own health problems that he may be facing in the near to long-term future. And we're going to continue with Mizpah on this journey for as long as he wants to continue this series. And we're at the 4-month mark now, Mizpah. We're going to get to what's going on with him personally a little bit later, but we're 4 months in now. Mizpah, she just hit 4 months old just the other day, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, in fact, when she turned 4 months old, she actually had a checkup with the doctor. And when those checkups, they check her length, check her weight, they check the circumference of her head. Then they just kind of do like a general look over. They check her ears, check her eyes, check her nose. It's basically a regular physical, so to say. Doctors are happy with her weight. Doctors are happy with her length. She gained another almost 5 pounds.
Wow.
And like 2 inches in a month. So she's
doing good.
She's doing good. She's sleeping through the night now.
Wow. Well, last time we spoke, she was sleeping, but not at night.
Yeah, last time we spoke, she was kind of sleeping when she felt like sleeping. She didn't really have much of a schedule. Our schedule was kind of whenever she felt like it. Now she's solidly sleeping through the night, to the point to where we actually asked the doctor if it's normal for babies 4 months old to sleep as long as she has. There's been nights where she has slept almost 12 straight hours.
Wow. Well, you got to be enjoying it, though.
I mean, yeah, I'm grateful. Don't get me wrong, but it was a little concerning because, when you talk to people and you tell them that she's sleeping 10 hours when she goes to sleep for the night, they're like, wow, that's not normal. So you start to think, well, is there something wrong? Does she have an issue? So we, just kind of for peace of mind, brought it up to the doctor, and doctor was just kind of like, hey, consider it a blessing.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about it. But it also makes sense because most babies nap a lot during the day. She doesn't do a whole lot of napping during the day.
Well, if she's sleeping for 12 hours, I'd imagine not.
Probably. But that's okay. She's happy. She's healthy. She's good. She's starting to sit up on her own now, which is exciting.
Yeah, I got a picture the other day of her. You had her supported by a pillow or two, but for the most part, sitting up on her own.
And she's starting to develop a little bit of a personality. She thinks that she can hold the bottle by herself now. So she tries to push her hand off the bottle and then gets mad when you don't let her try to hold the bottle on her own, even though she can't. She doesn't care that she can't. She just doesn't want you holding it.
Yeah.
But it's pretty cool to see her starting to develop that, personality now.
Well, it's got to be scary for her to see her developing your personality.
Yeah, there is that.
Yeah, I mean, the whole bottle thing reeks of, Mizpah.
Yeah, she's a little low on patience. When she wants something, she wants it 5 minutes before she wanted it. So I have a feeling we're gonna have our hands full a little bit. I used to always say I wasn't sure the world could handle a second me. I think we're gonna find out.
Yeah, we're gonna go back to the big screen. I like the big screen better with those just two of us.
But
yeah, I imagine if she gets more of a personality, you're gonna not like it. less, you know, or you're going to like it less and less as she continues to develop a personality. I mean, not in a bad way. I mean, just that, you know, she's not going to be just this little baby anymore. She's going to start telling you what to do. And then you'll have two women in the house telling you what to do.
Well, listen, the other day we were at the store and we were looking at some clothing because we were working on finding an Easter outfit. And I had taken a preemie outfit and held it up to a 3 to 6 month outfit, which is what she's wearing now. And the amount that she has grown in that time, like when you hold those clothing together, it really hits home. You know, the fact that it's almost a solid 6 inches longer, you know, and to see it actually, you know, something tangible really sets that for you. You don't realize how much she has grown until you can see something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I can imagine it's because you guys see her every day. So it's probably harder for you to notice those things. It's not like when, you know, you bring her over here and we haven't seen her in 2 weeks or something, and we're like, oh, she's getting so big. You probably need those kind of things that are like, oh my.
Like, you know, she's getting bigger, and you know, we realize that, but it's it's different for us because we see it every day. You know, it's not like, you know, so for us to have something like that, you know, something tangible, something concrete where we can look at it and be like, holy crap, that's a whole lot more change than what we thought there was.
Yeah.
And, you know, everybody says it happens so quickly. They're right. It does. I mean, here we are 4 months and I'm already thinking to myself, we need to slow down a little bit here. You know,
that's not how it works.
No, it's not. But she's already to the point to where she's got like this. It's a bouncer, but it has different stages. So she can go in that, and she has little things to play with. She's started to really develop like her eye-hand coordination stuff. And she's real inquisitive about things. You know, she wants to pay attention to everything that's going on around her, to the point where if she hears mom back the hallway, she's practically craning around the corner to see what's going on.
Yeah.
And, you know, I caught her yesterday. She was watching me do something with my hands.
Oh, yeah.
And she was intently watching my hand. And then she'd look at her hand and look at me, look at her hand. And then she like turned her hand over too, almost like she was kind of mimicking me a little bit.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just like a fluke thing. She did that a couple of times.
Yeah.
So it's little things like that, you know, we really appreciate. Soon she's going to be crawling, and then she's going to be walking, and, you know, she's going to be.
And then there's boys.
Mobile very quickly.
Yeah, I know you're not thinking about boys yet. Yeah, she's just getting mobile yet. That's enough to think about in the short term. When they get mobile, that's when it gets real fun.
So this is kind of the point where, you know, there's a little bit of a lull. She's sleeping through the night. She's eating good. She's relatively happy. You know, she's smiling. She's, you know, all is good. And then she's going to become mobile.
Yeah.
So
it's calm before the storm, I would imagine. So last time we spoke, also, you were having potentially a few health concerns, and you got a little information about that. Let's shift and talk about that.
I had mentioned that while when was that? That was around Christmas. I had developed a blood clot in my leg.
Yeah.
And we were concerned that it might have been something hereditary. So I had a bunch of blood work done. I actually just recently got the results back, and it turns out I do have, it's called factor V Leiden, which is a hereditary thing. I only have one copy of it, so that means I only inherited it from one parent.
And what is that?
It has something to do with a mutation that affects a protein in the blood that is an anticoagulant. So it causes it potentially not to work as well at times when it is needed. You can have it and never have a problem ever. You could have it and not even know it. And then there's times where, like me, it just shows up. And you all of a sudden get a blood clot and have no idea why.
Yeah. Now you got it from one of your parents, which is why you have it.
Yeah.
But you said it's potential that you didn't necessarily have to have anything happen to you. Like it's just because you had it didn't mean that you were going to have blood clots or anything was going to happen. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay. So you could have it and not even know that you have it.
Exactly.
Okay.
In fact, a lot of people go undiagnosed because they just have no idea. They're starting to find more and more people have it. It's more common than what they originally thought. So I started talking to them about Sammy and like when would be a good time for her to be tested and stuff. I had found out that they typically don't test girls until they're entering their teenage years.
Really?
That's because of potentially going on birth control, which for women can cause birth control can cause clots to form. So since she would potentially be at a higher risk, they would want to test her then. I personally am going to push to have her tested well before that point.
Yeah.
Because I would just like to know. I feel like that would be a way of being ahead of the game.
I would imagine you'd want to get it tested as soon as possible. Yeah.
I mean, obviously, while she's a baby, I don't want to be sticking her any more than I have to. For, right now, she just had a couple of shots because of her 4-month checkup.
But so when are you thinking about getting it done? You said before a teenager, but do you have like a kind of a time frame for yourself at all? I'm just, posing a question.
We had talked about potentially like, in a year or two, when she's a little bit bigger.
Yeah, but much sooner than teenager.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Now, if she does have it, are you going to put her on medication, or is there medication for children that have it?
So the only thing that you can take is a blood thinner.
Okay.
And they won't prescribe it unless you've had a blood clot.
Gotcha. Okay.
Like with me, I may potentially have to be on blood thinners the rest of my life. Depends on which one of my doctors you talk to about that.
Yeah.
One doctor says in a year or two, if you have no other occurrences, then we can take you off the blood thinners. Another doctor says, no, you're going to be on them forever. And then the third doctor says, well, we'll take you off of the blood thinners, but only if you lose about 150 pounds.
Okay.
So
conflicting reports, but overall, the basic sense seems to be that you got to stay healthy, that your health can affect the frequency, I guess, maybe in which you get clots.
So the doctor explained to me that being overweight is a risk factor for having blood clots. So because that's a risk factor, and because I have factor 5, which also is a risk factor, and because I smoke cigarettes, which is also a risk factor, I now have 3 risk factors, which in their opinion means I need to be on blood thinners the rest of my life.
So you need
if I remove
a
one
couple
of
of
those
those.
risk factors, they'll consider taking me off of them.
Yeah, and at least 2 of the 3 risk factors that you spoke of are within your control.
Yes.
And
Now,
the one that I can't help you with is the quitting of smoking. That's going to be a pain in the it's going to be a pain in the everything, and there's nothing you can do about that.
I actually had my family doctor told me that smoking cigarettes is actually more addictive than heroin.
Just
I
probably.
don't know if I buy that, but she did tell me that she's had a couple of patients who were able to quit heroin but couldn't quit smoking cigarettes.
Yeah, I don't think I'd go back to that doctor.
So I don't know if she was just trying to tell me that because it was, trying to prep me for like how hard it would be, or I don't know, but I just kind of looked at her like, I don't know if I'm buying what you're selling here, but okay. I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, I don't buy that either. And of course, the other one, dropping some weight, Mizpah has solicited my help for, and I'll be helping him with that over the next couple of months, as soon as we figure out what place we're going to be going to. And I can assure you that we're going to show you the slimmed down version of Mizpah. You can rest assured on that, because he did not recruit me just for my kind words.
Well, I keep reminding you, we do have to watch how far we push things because of the blood clotting factor.
Oh yeah, no. I just like to make it extreme. I just like it to make it seem extreme. It's not gonna be that difficult. It's really not gonna be as difficult as probably you're thinking it is. It's really not that difficult to lose some weight, everybody. Not if you don't have any pre-existing conditions or any side factors or anything. That's just my opinion. I am not a medical doctor. Let me be clear. I am
You
not.
just play one on TV?
Doctor. I do play one in real life, but I am not a real doctor. So please don't take anything I'm saying as from a medical professional. And I have not gone to school for being a personal trainer or anything. I'm just a smart person. Mizpah's my friend. He knows what I know, and he trusts me to help him lose some weight, and I look forward to doing that. And if I'm unable to, or at any point in time think that I would be jeopardizing his health, then I would tell him and be like, nope, I can't do it. You need to get a professional. You need to do this. But
yeah,
I believe that I can, or at least give it a shot, and at least get him started on that road. And that's what we're going to do.
Well, and having that little extra bit of moral support, somebody who will at least come to the gym and, shoot the shit with you while you work out a little bit. Sometimes that's all you really need.
Yeah.
And then there's people who need like a drill sergeant to be barking at them to get them to do things.
Yeah. See, I think it's a little bit of both in between there. I think it's encouragement is what you need, not someone barking orders. You just need encouragement. That's what most people need when they're working out, is they,
Yeah.
That's why it's good to have a workout partner. You can spot each other. You can push each other. That's what we're going to be doing. We're not doing a series on that. So we're not doing a series on that. Just so everybody knows.
I'm sure we'll probably mention it occasionally at some point.
Probably on this series or on maybe some episodes. Yeah, but we won't be doing our own series for that. We do have lots of series coming up, but I'm not going to talk about that on this. Just make sure you follow us, the Boiling Point Podcast, Bonfire, Facebook, Bonfire. Okay. Yep. It's all good. All right. So follow the Boiling Point Podcast on Rumble, YouTube, and Facebook. Our storefront is bonfire.com/store/the Boiling Point Podcast. Make sure you hit the notifications and make sure you hit the follow button so you can see when we go live. We're going to hopefully maybe do 1 or 2 of these episodes live in the future.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to, some of the firsts are going to be starting to come up with.
Yeah, that's where this series is headed. Is we're going to start definitely beginning into firsts, first steps, first words. That's where
the milestone firsts. I mean,
Yep.
there's a whole lot of firsts that have happened up to this point.
Yeah.
Her first bellyache, her first bully fit, her first, all kinds of
your
things.
first as a parent. That's what the series is about. Yeah, it's not just going to be her first, but yours. Yours from the parents' perspective.
Now
that's why I think people are going to enjoy this series. Please leave us a comment. Leave us a comment. Hit the like button. We actually haven't, at this time that we're recording this, we actually haven't started releasing episodes of the series yet. So if you did leave us a comment, or if you leave us a comment on this episode, stay tuned. We will address comments as we start releasing the episodes. Look for that in the, I guess there's no reason to tell you to look for that, because you're not going to see this until it's already out. It's an adjustment doing these. Doing this series has been an adjustment, a little bit of it's been a learning curve,
we don't normally do delayed episodes.
No, we don't. We don't normally hold episodes for longer than maybe a week or two tops. So it's a few things with this has been a bit of a learning curve. So, but it's all good. We're learning, just like Sammy's learning, just like Mizpah's learning. And that's part of life, is learning.
It is.
So there's nothing you can do for your blood clotting. You just got to try and stay healthy. Maybe, or maybe not stay on blood thinners. We'll obviously continue to follow that with you. How is the Breeze doing? Let's talk about the Breeze for just a minute before we wrap up and head out. How is the Breeze doing? Is she doing well?
She's doing good. There's been things are moving a little quicker than she would like.
Yeah, well,
like, for example, when she saw the preemie outfit against the 3 to 6 month, she kind of got a little weepy, and oh my, she's growing so quick, but that's all normal stuff.
Yeah. Well, that's good that she's doing good. Let her know that I said that she'll be driving in no time.
And
can't wait to get to that episode.
The amount of respect that I have for my wife is amazing, because I'm not going to lie, my wife carries a brunt of the work.
Yeah.
And when Sammy's not feeling good, who does she want? She wants her mom. She don't want her dad. She wants her mom.
Yeah.
And so,
Bree has. I don't think you have a choice in that, is what I'm saying. I think you don't really have a choice. I think that's the way that is. Yeah.
And, she's been amazing. And, her maternal instinct it amazes me, because she doesn't even realize what she's doing sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, she just jumps in and starts doing it. And I'm like, what? Okay.
Yeah. You'd definitely be lost without her. That's for sure. The Breeze, we miss you. We want you to have you back on episode soon, but of course, take your time with the baby and soak it all in. And thank you for letting the Boiling Point podcast and the viewers borrow Mizpah, so that we can do this series and, some of the other episodes that he appears on from time to time. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Another short one. Most of these episodes are on the shorter side, which is what we are trying to get to, a little bit of shorter episodes, shorter content for the Boiling Point podcast. Leave us a comment. Leave Mizpah a question or a comment. Share out these episodes if you enjoy the series. There's lots of parents out there that maybe will, so please do that. Marcus Frederiksen does the music on the way in and the way out of every episode that we produce here on the Boiling Point podcast, including this series, Mizpah's Becoming a Father series. He selected his own song, and the song you hear is the instrumental by Marcus Frederiksen, and the entire song is instrumental. It's an excellent song. Go check out his music, reverbnation.com/Marcus Frederiksen. Mizpah, until our next episode, get some sleep or something.
All right.
I am your host, JD, and that's the end.
Good night.